Boo! At the open, all-time high for the S&P 500.
It's your boy Jimmy. Jimmy.
Now what's worth doing is worth doing for money.
Straight from y'all street to Wall Street.
Anybody tells you money's the root of all evil doesn't make up happen.
Dudes wake up, hope their girl turned on so they can get a little bit. Only woman in the morning I wanna turn on this Becky quick. While the average man looking at it's sad like she fine as it. I'm over here looking at tails and whips like 5'6". I left the mayhem for the market. Now I don't want a dope spot, I want a stock pick. I know that booty got dry, triggered my stop losses, but I ain't got time for your wop. My V-wops crossing. Rich with hot V's and pushing hot strategy and plans to make grand. Still in my wife beater, Batman pajamas, house slides, and about 5 hot picks for the day. Cause I like the way the Dow bounces. 4 hot dips on call, so I got options. 2 with a lot of volume, 1 with a double bottle. Now I know dumb money don't understand. Am I talking about my trade or just thinking with my MACD? You see, we different in the way we move. You move with kittens and your dog, I move with bears and bulls. I got a green thought, grow with the marijuana. Waking up with the future, some commas. Jump out of bed, big profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, big profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and die. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETL, make profits. I jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. Yeah. See, me and Jim Cramer been talking mad money. Said today I'm taking a risk. They got the feds coming, but I got support here with me. I call a short squeeze. You get the drop, pull the trigger, and abort these. If she stay on my watch list, I might have to wife her. But I know better. I'm a true trading group lifer. Call up the Wolf of Weed Street. It's time to flip some profits. Go ahead, be hawking. Get your spot here. I'll double top that in the head and shoulders. Hit him up with this resistance. Watch him roll over. Cause I see John Wicks in contract. If I say I make $1 million a day, well, that's a large cap. You moving average, that's why you get crossed. Get split, get delisted, and knocked off. and I'm setting the whole block off. I'm buying GameStop and selling them roadblocks off. Jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETF. Hey, my family. Hey, go, what we doing, my man? And make profits. Hey, Shug, Mike, what we doing? And make profits. Yo, Wolf, Professor, what we doing? And make profits. That TTG money gang. And making profits. We some snipers.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? What's going on, folks? Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. My name is Michael Everett Parinati. I go by Michael Everett. I'm the co-founder and head trader at True Trading Group, and we've got earnings today. Lots of earnings today, kind of the start of the Magnificent Seven, as Alphabet coming out leading the way with a beautiful top and bottom line beat that not a lot of people were thinking about or anticipating and expecting. So far, you've had Netflix come out with much better than expected earnings. That stock makes a new all-time high. Now you get Alphabet coming through with a nice move to the upside. And that also has a lot of your other tech stocks trading to the upside here after hours. Amazon, Meta, Microsoft, a lot of these Mag 7s are following suit. And that is just the anticipation of specifically Meta. When you look at advertising revenue through Google and Meta, and everybody worried about an economic slowdown and a recession, and therefore slowdowns in advertising spends by companies, the expectation coming into this was that we would see maybe a little bit of a slowdown, or there would be a hiccup with the guidance going forward. And quite the contrary, Alphabet giving you a complete beat on the top and bottom line, and we'll go over and we will cover all of these earnings with you guys right now. I want to give you guys all the numbers. If you guys are wondering, before I get into all the numbers, I'm going to roll with you guys now. They also just announced a new $70 billion stock buyback. Well, how about that? Not only did they beat top and bottom line, they also just announced a $70 billion stock buyback. Boom. That's good for 7.5%. Right into resistance level. Be careful on this pop, though, guys. I don't know if we're going to be able to clear this overhang resistance. I think the low 170s could be a little bit of a short-term ceiling here for Alphabet. We'll get into the charts. We'll get into the charts in just a moment, but I think those low 170s might end up being a little bit of resistance. Why should you listen, though, to anything that I'm going to talk to you guys about on this channel here today? We're going to talk about positions that we're already in, positions we're going to be getting into, what I think the markets are going to do over the course of the next couple of days. I don't think that I'm the world's greatest trader. That's not why I should pay attention to what I discuss on this channel. It's because I began my trading career working at T3 Alpha Fund in New York City, my first job out of college. While there, they had me go through a training program before they let me touch $1 of the fund's money. And then 2008 happened, and that was the Great Recession, the big stock market crash, but also the same year that I received one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. And then you fast forward till now, and I'm the co-founder and head trader at True Trading Group, and along with my team of 8 other professional full-time trading mods and an over 30-person staff, we have helped thousands of members from all over the world to reach their goals. We have over 10,000 members in 114 different countries, truly a global community here at True Trading Group. So if you guys are new, welcome. Subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, show some love, turn on your notifications, because you never, ever want to miss out on any of the live streams. We're dropping golden nuggets, free lessons, education, trade ideas, commentary, analysis, you name it. We drop it on a regular daily basis here on this YouTube channel. So welcome, everyone that is tuning in. Let's get to Alphabet's earnings. Revenue, nice beat. $90.23 billion. Wrap your head around that number for a second. $90.23 billion in revenue in a 3-month period. Excuse me. That is a beat. Analysts were only expecting $89.1 billion, and earnings per share is a big beat. $2.81 a share. Analysts only expecting $2 and a penny. And on top of that, they announced a $70 billion share buyback. Unreal. All right. Unreal. So really nice. All right. Really nice there for Alphabet. But let's go to the chart real quick. careful here. I see resistance up here, guys. Right? I know this is good earnings, but this area up here to me is resistance. You got structure here back from early March. You had a gap down, retested it, couldn't recover, rolled it over. Now you have a death cross that came into play. The dark blue line is the 50-day cross underneath the yellow line, which is the 200-day. So you got a death cross, and then there's the 200-day moving average sitting inside of this resistance zone. So that's why I was saying to you, I know that this is good earnings. It's better than expected. I know, it's got the market trading higher and the after hours, the NASDAQ trading higher, Meta's trading higher. But I think this is resistance on Alphabet. Okay. So that's kind of, I think that I think it's more likely that over the next couple of days, Alphabet consolidates in this price range more so than it is the stock's just going to plow through this. I don't think that's going to happen. Okay. I think some people will take advantage and sell the stock as it pops into the low 170s. So just be cautious there. Don't, fall victim to FOMO. Don't chase any of these moves. We still are in that still, I'm still leaning towards that. It's a little bit of a bear market environment. And a lot of times these bounce backs that you get, bear market rallies are very, very, very aggressive. But a lot of times those bear market rallies get sold into. And until we have, solidified, signed trade agreements, I think that a lot of the rallies, you look for those resistance levels to hold on the upside rather than look to go long on breaks through them. So I think you got a little bit of a ceiling on Alphabet up there in the low 170s. Okay. Next up, we have Intel. And Intel is a horse of a different color. Intel, not as good. All right, so let's go through. Their guidance is horrific. Their guidance is terrible. Their quarter actually wasn't bad. So they beat on earnings per share, 13 cents versus a penny was expected. Right? Sales, 12.67 billion versus analysts expecting 12.30 billion. So it is a top and bottom line beat on the quarter. But here's the bad news. Their guidance was terrible, man. So they're guiding to a negative 32 cents a share for the second quarter on earnings per share. Analysts were only expecting negative 16 cents. And check out this miss on sales. Analysts are expecting $12.84 billion in sales. Their guidance, 11.2 to 12.4 billion. So that is a huge miss on their guidance for the second quarter. I'm actually surprised the stock's not down even more than this, because that is a terrible guide. They're also laying off 20,000 more people, which comes on top of, I believe they also already recently laid off 10,000 people. So they're going through some pretty severe layoffs at Intel. Intel's a stock that I do not have in my long-term portfolio, and happy that I don't, because the stock has performed incredibly poorly over the last several years. But I will say this. I do like the new CEO. I do like the new CEO, and I think there could be some potential there. Long term, I'm saying, but I don't own it. I mean, essentially you have huge support right here around 18. If you want to buy it in your long-term portfolio, there's your risk. Break under 18, you exit the position. If the new CEO is able to turn the business around, the stock moves back up into the 30s, cool. But it's not a stock that I own. It's not a stock that I own. I don't have any intention of owning it. But I get asked a lot about Intel, and just a horrible guide. Honestly, just a terrible guide there for Intel. Let's see if there's any others. Let me see here, guys, if there is any others that I think we should hit on. Just going through all the after hours. I don't care about Skechers. Yeah, I mean, those are real. Oh, you got Gilead. Gilead's might be one that people like. Gilead has, listen, this is actually a pretty big spot for Gilead. It's a beautiful support level for it. Let's go over the earnings, because if this level can hold, you could have a decent trade here on Gilead. And Gilead is, I'll give you guys the numbers here. Earnings per share is a beat. Sales were a miss. $1.81 versus $1.76. All right. Sales are 6.67 billion. That is a miss, expecting 6.77 billion. They affirmed their 25 guidance, $7.70 to $8.10. Analysts expecting $7.86, so right in line. They affirmed their 25 sales, 28.2 to 28.6 billion. Analysts expecting 28.7, so a little light on that. So light on the guide, guys. Light on the guide on the on sales, and in line with the guide on earnings per share. And that's got Gilead down 4% right now on the day, but you are right into that nice little support level here that you guys can see on the chart. It's right around 98. It'll be interesting if that level does hold. And then you got a real clear resistance level up here at 108. So, I mean, you literally can just play this range until it breaks. I mean, look at that range. It's very clearly identified. So that's Gilead. Not a stock that it's not really it's not a stock that I day trade, but could be something to take a look at there after they just reported their earnings. And you also have T-Mobile. T-Mobile came out with their earnings. Let's go through that. $2.58 versus $2.44. That's a beat. And also a beat on sales. 20.89 billion versus 20.62 billion. So these are top and bottom line beats, and T-Mobile still getting hit though. What a stock chart. What a stock chart. Looks like we're kind of topping out though a little bit, guys, on this one. Yeah, I think maybe we might be kind of topping out on this one. It kind of feels like. I mean, these are good earnings. Stock's still getting sold into. Yeah. So, again, not a stock that I really usually trade from a day trade or a swing trade perspective. But yeah, support level down here in the low 240s. So here's your support zone. And at some point, you guys, support and resistance are zones. Okay, they are zones. So there's resistance, support zone, support zone, support zone. So, I mean, this is your support level. If the stock is, if you are trying anything long, you'd have to be long against this level. And if you break underneath it, that's it. You stop out of it, the stock probably rolls over and pulls back. I'd say you probably, if this level breaks, you probably pull down to here and fill this gap. So you see this little gap entry that you have here, and there's gap entry and there's gap fill. And then right in the middle of that is the 200-day moving average. So I'd probably say that would be your target if you were to break underneath that support level. Let's take a quick check on over to Alphabet. What's Alphabet doing? Yeah, a little bit of a pullback. See, you're fading a little bit now. We'll see what's able to hold together, and we'll see what happens when they come out with when they do their conference call, and what they say during the conference call. Maybe that can bring some momentum back into the stock. But that's just basically what I was saying here. And once those earnings came out, I know it was, hey, stock popped, everybody gets real excited, but I'm just, you got to kind of keep your head straight and just realize there's a big resistance level up there. And I just didn't think that stock was going to continue to push through those low 170s. And then now you get this little bit of a fade. Nothing crazy, just a little bit of a fade off of it. I think you just have some profit taking get kicked in there. Okay. So that's it there, guys. That's it there for Alphabet. So let's talk about what happened in the markets today. Nice strong day for the markets today, guys. Right back up into that resistance level. And here is that resistance level. If you've been following my YouTube channel for the last couple of weeks and you're very familiar with this level, we've talked about it ad nauseum. There is your support, right? Then you broke underneath it. And then you had the big gap down day after the tariff announcement, right? And then that became resistance. Then you rallied back up to it after the 90-day pause announcement, and it became resistance. You rallied back into that level again today, and it became resistance. What I think we're going to see happen, I actually think this level is going to break to the upside, and I think you're going to see something that looks like this. And then you're going to run into the 50-day moving average, and you're going to run into the gap. You have that gap fill from the tariff announcement, Liberation Day. And then you pull back from there. Okay, that is what I think you're going to see happen in the course of the next couple of weeks. So, we were long biased coming into the day today. We had a wonderful day today. Monster trade in Boeing. Boeing is where I made the majority of my money today. Made a little bit of money on OKLO. But the majority of my money today was made on Boeing. And I'll go over that setup there with you guys in just a moment. Can I check out Nike? What's going on with Nike? Something going on with Nike? I'm actually long Nike, so let's see what's going on. I don't know. A little bit of a pullback there after hours. I'm not sure. I'm going to assume that's probably it's probably just a sympathy play maybe to Skechers. I don't even know what the hell the ticker symbol is for Skechers. What is it? S. I don't even know the ticker symbol for Skechers, but they came out with earnings. Let me see. SKX. Figures. Yeah, so Skechers is trading to the downside. So I'm assuming Nike got a little bit of a pullback there. Just on the back of Skechers earnings. That would be without me looking at too much else, I would say that you're probably just looking at a sympathy play to Skechers. Skechers missed on sales briefly, 2.41 billion. Analysts were expecting 2.43 billion. So it is a miss there for Skechers. But so maybe that's why Nike, a little bit of a pullback there after the close. That's really all I can think about. So probably a sympathy play there, Skechers. Okay. All right. So let's step. I want to go over here. I just told you guys, and I gave you my explanation and my analysis on what I think about the markets going forward. And I'm going to be long biased for a couple more days, and then we're going to start to look for some shorts. Let's go over to Boeing. Okay, Boeing was a beauty for us today, guys. Absolute beaut. And there's a lot of lessons I think that we can learn from this Boeing trade. And there's something I also let me see real quick, actually, before I get into this Boeing trade and I go over a bunch of lessons with you guys that you guys can take with you into your trading for tomorrow. How many people are on the live stream right now that are not members of True Trading Group? Can you guys do me a favor? Just type the letters TTG if you are not a member of True Trading Group. If you're not. So if you're not a member, just do me a favor. Just type the letters TTG. All right. So again, type the letters TTG if you guys are not members of True Trading Groups. Type the letters TTG if you guys are not a member. I just want to see who we have on here that's not part of the community. So just go ahead, guys. Type the letters TTG for me, please. You know, I have quite a bit of a lag on the system here from here to YouTube. But yeah, just go ahead and type TTG, guys. Get a good idea who we got here. All right, cool. All right, excellent. Okay, cool. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go over this Boeing trade with you guys, and I want you to understand something real quick. I have what you guys get from True Trading Group every single day is analysis in the pre-market before the market opens of the moderators and I telling you exactly what it is that we believe the markets are going to do today and what stocks we're focused on, with what prices we're getting in, what prices we're getting out. So you know the game plan before the day starts. So this way you don't have to worry about running around with a chicken, with its head cut off, trying to chase trade alerts and everything's happening so fast. You know exactly what I'm going to do. And not just me, the other moderators that are in True Trading Group. Remember, there's 8 professional traders that are mods in TTG. You know exactly what we're going to do before the day starts. So you can have everything planned out, you can have your orders ready, and you know what we're going to be doing. Boeing was one of the top trade ideas on the watch list today for the long, and for several different reasons. Recently had earnings. They were good, nice big gap up above key resistance. Okay, you had this big resistance zone right in here. We gapped above that. You're above all of your major moving averages. You can see all these lines, 100, 50, 200, and then here's your 9 EMA. This is 150, 200 SMA, and then here's your 9 EMA underneath it. And all of those moving averages are converging for support in the high 160s. So between the earnings catalyst, above all your moving averages, gapped above previous resistance, that tells me this is a stock that I'm going to want to be long. So coming into the day today, I said, okay, we're going to want to go long Boeing. Let's look for the setup and the entry for us. I have a quick video clip that I want to share with you guys. It's about a minute and a half long or so from today's pre-market session inside of True Trading Group. If you're not a member of TTG, obviously there was no way for you to have heard or seen any of this because you're not a member, and you need to be a member in order to get all of that analysis every single day. But I have a video clip for you guys from the pre-market session. Let's just go ahead right now. I want you to listen. Okay. I want you to listen to what I say of what it is that we're looking for and we're expecting Boeing to do. Listen very specifically to the words that I'm saying, the analysis and the game plan. And then we'll take a look back and see what Boeing actually did today. Let's go ahead and play that clip. Boeing. I like Boeing long. What I'm looking for on Boeing is a pierce underneath yesterday's low and then recover and then go long. Why? Glad you asked. Yesterday's low could just be a liquidity zone for a little liquidity grab. Stop everybody, trigger a bunch of stop losses, right? Then the institutions come in and soak up the stock and then pop it right back above it. And if you do dip into, let's say 168 and a half, where does that take you into? Look at the bottom right of my screen. Look at all these moving averages. You guys see all these moving averages? Look at all these moving averages. It's literally all of them. your 100, your 50, your 200, your 9 EMA. They're all right there. So let's see. Let's try to be a buyer in that area and see if we bounce. So I'm looking for a pierce of yesterday's low, really trigger like that liquidity. And then you have the support structure also here. See this 163.5? See that level that used to be resistance? That could be your stop loss. So it's like pierce it, grab it long, stop loss, and then see if we then recover. That's one way that you guys can potentially play it. So that's what I'm going to look for there with Boeing. So there you have it. Okay. That is the analysis in the pre-market session before the market opened. Let's go take a look and see what happened today. Let's look at yesterday. Let's draw a line across yesterday's low. There's yesterday's low. And you heard me very specifically and clearly say, right? You heard me say, let's look to pierce yesterday's low, liquidity grab, get long, look for the recover, and then the long is on. Stock market opened today. Boeing dropped underneath it, pierced that prior day's low, liquidity grab. We went ahead and got long. I'm long actually from 169.57. Okay, 169.57. A lot of our members went after, depends. Some of our members went after tomorrow's expiration, the 170 strike, tomorrow's expiration, the 175 strike. Some went after the May 2nd 170 strike. Some went after the May 2nd 175 strike. So there's a lot of different ways you guys could have played this, obviously, if you were in the call option. And then bang, there's the recover, right? So pierce the prior day's low, liquidity grabs, stop out all the weak hands, then in come the institutions soaking up all that liquidity. Our level 3 tool also was able to provide me with that information, letting me know that there was some heavy institutional order flow at and around $170 a share. So I knew the institutions were sitting there buying. I knew we had the prior day's low. We pierced it, recovered it. We took the trade long, and the rest is absolute history. Just an unbelievable move here on Boeing for the rest of the day. And we just kept scaling ourselves out of this position as the day went on. Every consecutive new high, just selling more, selling more, selling more, selling more. And we were able to just rip this thing to shreds. We damn near caught the bottom of the day on this thing. I mean, just taking that entry down there underneath the prior day's low was just an unbelievable trade, guys. And you heard it right there in the pre-market session. And for those of you that are not members, you have to ask yourself, if that was the analysis that you got, hey, pierce yesterday's low, recover, take the long, and sit back, could you have made money on Boeing today? A lot of our members are able to have really great days on Boeing today because the analysis was spot on and the analysis was given ahead of time. That's the main thing. The analysis is given ahead of time. So you can already know what the game plan is before the moderators enter their positions. We send out real-time push notifications when we enter or exit positions so you guys can follow along with everything it is that we are doing very, very easily. Even if you're not in front of your computer, 82% of our members have a full-time job. So if they can do this, then so can you. This is the kind of stuff that allows our members to make money. And the large majority of our members are making money, and that's what matters most. And you shouldn't just believe me because I say it. You should believe our members because they say it. Members, do me a favor and type the number 1 in chat right now. If you guys are making money, if you are becoming a better trader, type the number 1 in chat right now. Sam says, I doubled my real money account in 2 weeks, smashed it in my play money learning verticals thanks to Mari. That's our award-winning AI tool, the Benzinga FinTech Award recipient for Best AI Analysis Tool. That's our AI. If you want to learn, folks, this is the place. Put in the work. Anyone can succeed here. From Sam. I love to hear that, man. I really love to hear that. So again, guys, type the number 1 if you guys are making money, if you're becoming better traders because of TTG. Let those number 1s fly. If you're not a member, pay attention to how many people you see type the number 1 because these are your friends, your family members, your coworkers. They're complete strangers. They're your Uber drivers and your chiropractors and your kid's school teacher. If they can do this, then so can you. These people are not luckier than you. They sure as hell don't have more time than you. So if they can do this, then so can you. They are you. Or maybe I should say they were you. They were you. They were just a viewer on a live stream learned more in an hour with me on a live stream than they learned in the last year on their own. Join TTG, and now they're sitting here telling you that they're making money. If they can do this, so can you. Plain and simple. I'm going to cut right to the chase here, guys. You have an opportunity right now to join True Trading Group for the next 90 days. You don't want a full year commitment? No problem. We're doing something real special while this moment of volatility is going on. We've been so damn busy. I got my mentor program going on. I'm so been busy. We haven't even had a chance to change the checkout page to go back to the original membership. Our membership at True Trading Group is normally 1 year long. It's an annual membership. It's well over $1,000. Okay. But for right now, we're allowing people, because of all the chaos and craziness happening in the market, we're allowing people to join for just 90 days. I believe that the decisions you make in the next 90 days are going to make or break, and they're going to stay with you for years. We already added our long-term portfolio to some amazing positions that are already up 30, 40, and 50%. Okay. That we just literally added 2 weeks ago. April 7th, we added to some stuff in our long-term portfolio. Palantir being one of them, Broadcom being another, Uber being another, Netflix being another, right? And you take a look and you see what all these stocks have done since those days. Okay, there's our purchase there in the low 60s on Uber. Bang, 78. Palantir, we bought Palantir, okay, around 68. Stock's now 108. Are you kidding me? That's insane. Okay, Netflix in the 830s. Stock's now $1,100. CrowdStrike in the low 300s. Stock's now 415. These are some of the stocks that we were able to add in the long-term portfolio. ServiceNow in the 690s. It is now $940 a share. These are the stocks that we were able to grab on April 7th. I'm telling you guys this right now. If you do not take the next 90 days seriously, then you are going to allow opportunity to pass you by that you are going to regret in a huge way. I'm not telling you that the bottom is in. I'm not telling you that we're not going to have a recession, because we still very possibly could. And the decisions that you make in the next 90 days are going to be the determining factor of whether or not you come out of it on top, or you come out of it with getting the crap kicked out of you. When stuff like this happen, when markets go down, when stocks go down, when the economy slows, when recessions happen, that is when opportunities present themselves. And the people that have money and the people that know what they're doing are the ones that make more money, and they become richer coming out of the recession. I'm here to tell you guys that I don't even care if the markets go up or down. I really don't. There is so much opportunity in this market right now. Make money trading this environment and then roll that money into your long-term portfolio. That's what you should be doing. That's what you should be doing. Go to ttgoffer.com right now. Anyone that's not a member. Okay? Anyone that's not a member. Go to ttgoffer.com right now. Every single thing on that page is included for 90 days for just $250. That's it. You get all of our curriculum, simplified and expanded upon version of what I learned working at the fund in New York. Benzinga Pro's real-time newsfeed. Trading Views premium charting software. The Trade Ideas scanner. Unusual options activity. Options flow. Dark pool data. Short data. Congressional trading data. 1,000 hours of recordings inside of our video library covering a variety of different trading topics. All included for 90 days for $250. Now, once your 90 days are up, there's no automatic renewal. There's no automatic upgrade to an annual membership. If you decide you want to become an annual member after the 90 days, you have to physically process that transaction. It doesn't just happen by itself. Okay. So go to ttgoffer.com. Everything on that page is included for 90 days, just $250. That's it. Guys, we have a retention rate amongst our members that is well into the 70%. We have a refund rate at True Trading Group that is less than 2.5%, which is why we actually offer a double your money back guarantee on our annual membership. So once you guys decide you do want to become an annual member, you then unlock our double your money back guarantee, which means if you are unable to make enough winning trades with us to equal what you paid for your annual membership, you can't make that amount back at least one time during the membership. We don't just give you back what you paid for the membership. We give you back double what you paid for the membership for wasting your time. That's how confident we are in the program and the platform that we've created. And we put our money where our mouth is, and we believe that it's going to help you reach your goals. And that's how we prove that to you. And again, I can do that because the refund rate at True Trading Group is less than 2.5%. If our refund rate was like 12%, then I wouldn't be able to give you guys double your money back because it's so incredibly low, we can, and we will, and we do. Okay. So what time frame was the move executed on for Boeing? So Rand, when I'm trading, okay, I use a 4 time frame split. So I use multiple time frames, right? So this is a 3 minute. Well, Joe, can we just go back to my charts real quick? Thanks. So when I'm trading, Rand, on one of my monitors, I just have a 4 time. I mean, I have several others, but I can only share one at a time. So here's my 4 time frame split. This is a 3 minute chart on the top left. This is a 5 minute chart on the top right. This is a 15 minute chart on the bottom left. This is a daily chart on the bottom right. So it's not like what time frame was it executed on. I mean, I trade with all of them. I usually use the 3 minute chart to actually like gauge my entry. And I use the 5 and 15 minutes to really like focus more on the overall trend. And I use a 3 minute to really give me my entry points. Okay. So if I go to a full size screen, just so you can see it better, because when I do that split and you guys are watching on YouTube, it's small, right? So I'll go full size just so you guys can see it better. And here's a 3 minute chart. And like I said, on the 3 minute chart, I said we pierced yesterday's low. Level 3 data showed us that we were getting some institutional order flow at 170. And I went ahead and I took the long right there inside of this red candle. My average price was 169.57. The low of the day is 169.00. And the rest is history. And that's another thing too, guys. At True Trading Group, we have a partnership. We have a data partnership agreement with the NASDAQ, directly with the NASDAQ itself. So we actually get a level 3 data feed from the NASDAQ, which allows us to identify where institutional order flow is. And that helps us determine support and resistance levels, which is part of the reason I was able to jump in there and snag this Boeing trade. There's actually my business partner and I at the NASDAQ. That's the closing bell. They gave us a whole tour of the facility. They put our name and logo up on their LED screen in the middle of Times Square to congratulate us on signing that agreement with the NASDAQ. There we are. It was a lot of fun. It was a great day. You know, to sign an agreement like that with the NASDAQ is incredible. It's obviously gives our company and our platform tons of legitimacy. And it's nice to see the exchange recognizing True Trading Group for what it is that we are doing with retail traders, over 10,000 members in 115 different countries. Truly a global community, a fintech platform that's helping retail traders all over the world reach their goals. And that's what it's all about. It's all about making money. All right. It's all about making money. And that's what our members have been able to do. And that's why I'm telling you guys, you should join TTG by going to ttgoffer.com. Everything on that page is included for $250 for 90 days. If you guys have any questions, just shoot a text message. We're more than happy to answer anything you guys want to know. 1-888-621-2127. Phone number is right down there at the bottom left of your screen. 1-888-621-2127. Again, that is 1-888-621-2127. Text that number with any questions. Guys, this is going to be the last week that I'm doing the 90-day membership for $250. After that, we go back to the annual membership, that's our business model. It always has been annual memberships. I'm just doing this for this period now because of all the craziness, all the uncertainty, and I know a lot of people are worried about it. But we are going to be going back to that annual membership. So the annual membership will be for the 12 months, and it's well over $1,000. But if you guys want, you can do 90 days for $250. And then if you decide you want to become an annual member after that, we'll credit you the $250 that you already paid for the 90 days. This way you're not going to pay it twice, right? We'll credit you the $250 and then give you guys that full year membership following that. Okay? Anybody have any questions for me? Now would be the time. Now would be the time. Questions for me. Because I do have to go get ready. Got my mentor session tonight. We got the NFL draft tonight. So maybe I'll go to Cigar Lounge tonight. Meet up with a couple of buddies. Watch the draft. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We shall see. But again, ttgoffer.com. ttgoffer.com. Thoughts on Tesla, Eddie? I got you, brother. I got you. Thoughts on Tesla? I think Tesla has a little bit more room and then pulls back. Lots of resistance up here. I kind of feel the same way as I feel about Alphabet. I think Alphabet can push into here, but then I think it runs out of steam in here. I'd say it probably runs out of steam and encounters a little bit of resistance and maybe consolidates there. I kind of feel the same way about Tesla. I feel like Tesla maybe has a little bit more room and then runs out of steam and consolidates, maybe once you get into the 270s. Uber. I love Uber. Uber is strong. Uber is recession resilient, not recession proof, but recession resilient. You're trying to break above a 77.50 resistance level. Nice, big, strong engulfing candle today. We'll see what's able to stick and hold. Look for 77 to become support down to 76. I'd say 76 to 77 possible support. I do expect resistance if you get up into the 80s. So I think that your upside is limited on Uber at 82, 81, 82. I think that's a big, huge resistance level. And if you are long, I would take profits into the low 80s. Okay. What do I think about SoFi for a long-term investment? I actually like SoFi for the long-term investment. I own SoFi in my long-term portfolio. And guess what? Guess what, kids? People are going to have to start paying back their student loans again. Okay. Nobody has gone into default on student loans since 2020. It is time to begin repaying the student loans. And that is going to help SoFi. One of SoFi's revenue drivers, 10 to 15% of their business comes from the refinancing of student loans. We'll see what happens there. I'm not sure what the interest rates are going to be or anything like that, but you have a lot of people that were not paying their student loans over the course of the last several years. And it could be a way that SoFi, it's one way that they get new customers on their platform. They get people that are very young professionals out of college that started their professional career. They have debt. They then capture those people early in their professional career on the platform, build a relationship with them. And then as they become higher earners, they then offer them other banking products. So I kind of like SoFi. The stock was really unfairly beaten up in 2022 because the pausing of all the student loan repayments, was unfortunate for SoFi, but they were able to come out of it. They came out of it and they survived, and the stock's doing all right. Listen, is it a stock that goes to $100? I don't think so. But can you see SoFi in the low 20s in a couple of years? I think so. So I think SoFi is a decent play. All right. So that's it, guys. Beautiful. Excellent. Fantastic. Congratulations again, all of our members that capitalized on that Boeing trade today. Was a thing of beauty. Really was such a thing of beauty. So congratulations, team. Great analysis today. Great trading. I'll see you guys all later. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button. Okay. Turn on your notifications. Don't ever miss out on these live streams. We're dropping golden nuggets on a regular basis. All right. We'll see if I'm right about my analysis in the overall markets. We've had a great week. We're really ripping it up this week. It's been a really solid P&L week. Let's finish strong tomorrow, and then we'll go into the weekend on a high note. All right. Have a great night, folks. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel.